My journey has been a quest in search of the sublime through the act of painting, continuing an ancient tradition of mankind from the time he painted on the walls of caves to gain power over the hunt and to understand his existence and his mortality. I dived into the depths and mysteries of my inner psyche, emotions, intellect, and spirituality as I traversed the path of art making. It has taken courage and tenacity to remain focused for over 45 years, a hard taskmaster, yet I have been compelled to continue, despite setbacks, guided by something greater than myself, which enabled me to believe in my pursuit. Or perhaps it's been an obsession, pure obsession. It's irrelevant, as it is what it is and the body of work exists, the journey made. I was often stuck if I tried to impose too much. I had to strike a balance of allowing, of letting go of control. Thus, each work takes on its own unique form. Nothing is repeated. There is no formula as such, except for the classical technique of layering, which takes many weeks. This process creates the visual mystery. Each fine layer unfolds a deeper level of images and multi-perspectives. I am fascinated by quantum physics and see parallels with mysticism. Sometimes spirals and spaceships aid this dance. As a trained dancer, movement and rhythm are integral, which translates into paint alchemy. However, I do not layer piece by piece as the old masters, but each one traverses the whole canvas, which takes a great deal of energy. Only in later stages do I go into smaller areas of detail. The paint thickens deliciously in areas as they evolve. Any preconceived ideas are recalibrated, at some point imposing my will useless, living up to a higher energy source as it takes over my brush. Freedom. Like magic, the resolution occurs until not one stroke more is required. Those weeks of watching paint dry is replaced by relief and gratitude, a state of grace. This is the reward of the challenge I set myself. I have journeyed through vistas and spaces outside of my own body, it seemed, a world between this one and the next dimension as I perceive. You may ask why I would wish to gain access to this dimension. I would answer, because there is so much that I would like to escape from this world as I observe mankind's folly. My daughter has joked I'm the great Houdini. Idealism of youth from the 60s has been replaced by some skepticism, I'm sad to say. I find it hard to sit back and just watch. I feel a need to make a statement before I explode with inadequacy to try and make a positive difference in some way. I didn't choose painting, it chose me. The path it offers is one where I can escape, recharge and rejoin my positive self. At the same time, an avenue to express many aspects of our shared existence in a solid format beyond words. My teachers have been the greats, from Michelangelo, Leonardo, Rembrandt and Turner, Monet and Bacon, many others. I have sought their company through books, internet, as well as museums. I was brought up in London, an Aladdin's cave of rich diversity from centuries past. It was a cultured environment. As a child, I would visit alone the National Gallery and Tate for hours, and I was blown away in awe of the brilliance before me. Intrigued, I began to analyze their techniques, even back then, even so small. I kind of mix them up, pop them in the oven of my mind, let them stew, and voila, out pops my particular and peculiar genre. Because somewhere in that pot goes the very intrinsic essence of who I am, beyond those wonderful companions that I share so much with. Much depends on intent. In the beginning, I would let the paint dictate completely. Abstraction was pure. As I matured and grew, a strong conviction to relay something more solid, something people could perhaps relate to, more than abstraction, more than what I sometimes, and you can criticize me for this, call wallpaper, churning out. Anyway, land, sea, sky, or spacescapes as my environment revealed its glory. A momentary glow of sun on cloud after a storm transports waves crashing in winter seas. The sun of Africa imbuing a light radiating from within the paint. Always transient, on the move yet momentarily trapped within the fragment of time. Ever changing, depending on what light bounces on the finished surface. Or I will often use the figure to express human, mainly female, issues. I often wonder why I've relentlessly continued in this often frustrating and solitary endeavor. Misunderstood and rejected many a time. Obsession or a calling? It's now irrelevant which. But I do hope it can continue to uplift or provoke others. Provoke thought. Provoke something that takes them from mediocrity, as it has taken me away from mediocrity.